Today we're going to show you how to install a PCI communications package into your Can Am Maverick X3 using our custom pillar replacement bracket. We'll be installing PCI's Trax Plus Ultimate 4 into the vehicle and guiding you every step of the way so you will experience the best in communications when it comes time to ride. Before we begin, let's take a look at the tools we'll need to perform the installation. Phillips head screwdriver, plastic fastener clip removal tool, silver Sharpie marker, a Torx T30, a 1/4-inch drill bit, some wire cutters, a pair of pliers, some wire strippers, a razor knife, some zip ties, and a drill. You'll also need 2 1/4-inch battery terminal rings, a 7/16 socket with an extension, and lastly we'll need a 10mm and 13mm socket and an open end wrench for when it comes time to remove the front and rear seats. Today we're installing a Trax Plus Ultimate 4 system with a Kenwood TK7360 radio. This system includes the intercom, 12-foot headset cables for the front seats, 16-foot headset cables for the rear seats, push-to-talk buttons, and a phone adapter. On the radio side, we have the Kenwood TK7360 radio, a coax cable, and antenna. We use the KLF2 Kenwood noise filter in all of our installations to help keep the power noise out of the system from things like lights and amplifiers. We will be using the X3 pillar replacement bracket with side panels. Refer to the included bracket instructions for this install. Begin by removing the passenger front and rear seats from the vehicle. Next, use a Torx T30 to remove 7 Torx bolts in the front console and tray area. Remove the plastic push rivets and the 4 passenger side panels, but be careful not to lose the blue clips. And remove the panel behind the tray. Remove the 2 Torx T20 bolts from behind the tray, and then cut the zip tie connected to the tray and remove from the vehicle. Unscrew the nut behind the start-stop button and unplug the button. Then draw a line 1 1/4 inch below the bottom of the accessory switches. Keep the sides long. This is where you will be drilling holes into the plastic to secure the upper part of the bracket. Now place the bracket against the console and mark your drill hole points with the silver Sharpie marker. We'll do this to use your drill hole marks as an indicator to make sure you cut below them. Now cut along the line you made and remove the pillars. Place the bracket back against the console and drill 1/4-inch holes through the plastic sides using the bracket as a template. Install the radio using the side screws from the radio box into the radio mount. Now place the radio and mount into the bracket from behind. Install the beauty ring on the face of the bracket, making sure the sides sit flush with the bracket, and install it with the provided hardware using your 7/16 socket. Mount the intercom using the hardware from the intercom box. Now reinstall the start and stop button. If you're going to mount the push-to-talk buttons in the bracket, install those now. If you will mount them somewhere else in your car, install the provided plugs. Place the radio power cord down the center of the vehicle and add the battery terminal rings to the end of the radio power cable. If installing in a 2-seat vehicle, you will need to shorten this power cable. Cable tie the power cable down the center console, making sure you have enough length to connect the battery connectors at the end of the installation. Run the headset cables to each seat as far from the power cable as possible. Use cable ties and leave plenty of length to connect a helmet or headset. Take note of where each cable goes. The driver's side cable must connect to the driver's side port, the co-driver port goes to the passenger seat, and the rear seats plug into the crew ports. If using the stock plastic roof, we recommend using the roll bar antenna mount and installing at the rear of the roll cage away from any flags or whips. Alternatively, you can drill out the plastic roof with a hole saw and mount your antenna. Run the coax cable down the passenger side of the vehicle, making an effort to keep it away from headset and power cables, and do your best not to coil the coax cable. We find it useful to run the coax cable behind the glove box panel. You can achieve this by removing the panel, running the coax cable behind and through to where the bracket will be installed, and then reinstalling the panel. Now install the push-to-talk buttons. Cable tie the PTT cables, leaving just enough slack for you to turn the steering wheel correctly. Mount the KLF2 to the center of the tray using self-tapping screws. Reinstall the tray into the vehicle using the Torx you removed earlier. Connect all cables before you reinstall the bracket, paying careful attention to connect components to the specific input. For example, driver to driver, radio to radio, driver PTT to driver PTT. You will run into issues if cables are not configured correctly. Refer to the intercom instructions for more details. There are two connections for the KLF2 noise filter, one from the radio and the other to the intercom. Make sure both are connected. Now is also a good time to reconnect the start-stop button. Take the entire assembly and lay it against the console area and make sure it sits flush. Feed the music cable into the glove box, as this will be an ideal spot to store your phone or music player. Draw a semicircle on the bottom of the back tray panel you removed earlier and make a cut, as this will create a space for the wiring from the back of the bracket. Then go ahead and reinstall this back panel. Use your Torx T30 to reinstall the front console and tray area, remembering that earlier we removed 7 bolts. Connect the KLF2 power cable to the battery, or the intercom and radio if you're not using a KLF2. And now would be a great time to test to make sure that your equipment is working properly. Test with another radio to make sure that you are transmitting and receiving. Remove any excess from any of your cable ties, and use the provided hardware to secure the bracket. Reinstall the side panels and add the PCI X3 side panels, lining up the holes in the panels with the holes on the side of the bracket. Install with the provided push rivets, making sure they are pushed in all the way. Drill a 1/4 inch hole in the bottom left-hand corner of the new side panel reaching through to the existing side panel and insert another push rivet, securing both pieces together. Now we're going to repeat the same process on the other side of the console. When finished, reinstall the remainder of all side panels and reinstall all your seats. We hope this install tutorial has been helpful and that you're ready to head out in your X3 with the best communications the industry can offer. Hit that like button, share this video with some of your off-road friends, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay updated with more of these videos. Lastly, make sure to visit our website at www.pciraceradios.com. Stay safe and have fun from your family at PCI Race Radios.